Welcome back in the studio, guys, but under the desk. Today we have to address a really big issue that I have for a few months after switching to the Rodecaster Pro 2 and selling all my analog audio gear, the wires. There's a lot of wires that are dangling and it is a mess because through the years of doing YouTube and owning multiple channels, I had to switch things a bit. So I've added equipment, I've added cables, stopped using other cables, and as you can see now it looks terrible and all the cable clutter is unnecessary since the Rodecaster Pro 2 works with only two USB-C cables that go to the PCs. And also we need to address another issue. The USB hubs that I use under the desk that are creating problems on the streaming PC. So some things like my capture card is disconnecting randomly, the Rodecaster is also disconnecting randomly, and so on. So the solution is to do a little bit of cleaning and to install fresh components like two USB hubs, more precise these two. There's one hub for each PC, so we need two extension cables because they come with short cables. And for the Rodecaster I've got two white cables to match the color. That was random, the black ones were out of stock, but yeah, two 5-meter cables, and we need some zip ties. Not some, a lot. Let's start working on this and see how many cables we will pull out, because I'm really curious. But first, let's do a tool check. So what I will use under the desk and on top of the desk when it comes to the final wire management is a light, a flashlight that's really strong because we need to see the cables very clear, and diagonal cutter from Knipex. By the way, I will start a tool review channel very soon because tools are one of my passion besides the video gear and the tech tools that I use day to day. I'm also kinda of a DIY guy that prefers to do a lot of things by himself because I'm disappointed by the work of others sometimes, and I prefer to take things easy with patience and do them as best as I can, and every time they come up better than if I've paid someone else to do them. So yeah, this is the 7026-160 from Knipex. It is a VD version of not really a flash cutter, but it is close to a flash cut for the thicker zip ties. I didn't speak English for a month now and it is a bit weird. This one is the Super Knips, the 7861-125. This is 10 plus years old and it is the main pair of pliers for cutting zip ties in a flush way, so you will not scratch your skin or cut yourself in a zip tie when you stick your hand under the desk. So this is an essential tool in my opinion, and it is really great quality from Knipex, made in Germany. And of course zip ties, a lot of zip ties. And let's not forget a new tool that I recently got to do a pimp my setup video for a colleague, for another YouTuber, and we might need this to put some staples and fix the zip ties under the desk. This is kind of funny because my setup was looking pristine at some point, so that's why people are calling me or wanting me to do their setups too, but my setup now is really a mess, but it will get back to a factory new condition really soon. So let's see how many cables we come out with from under the desk. Okay, it almost hit me. My girlfriend is sleeping right now. I hope she will not wake up. Okay, so there's lots and lots of cables. More than I anticipated. So the first cable that came out is a plug that was powering, I think, the DBX 286S. That was a microphone, preamp and processor. And we have 3 more cables just like this one, but I don't know where they are routed. Okay, so now I've got to the point where I can really install the new extensions to both PCs and start tying up the cables again under the desk. Because if I don't do this, the wire management afterwards will be a lot harder. So let me show you. I've got most of the zip ties and now the cables are dangling, but they are still in the shape that they had before, so they are easier to tie, and I think I will do it. And by the way, tool update about this cutter. I've had one zip tie where I forgot to cut the tail of it, and I tried to cut it to see if it cuts flush, and surprisingly it cuts flush just like this one, which is not really a flush cutter, but it is flush cut for zip ties. This is an electronic plier for cutting electronics on PCBs, but yeah, it is great for zip ties. I didn't expect the big one will cut them as flush as the small one, so yeah, pretty nice. These two are ready, but if we are here, why not open and install the USB-C cables too and start from this side, even though no, I think it's better to start from the Rodecaster to have the wire management as tidy as we can. So let's continue disassembling the cables in that direction. There's a problem here. I have one cable or two that are going to the laptop for when I have played something from the laptop, from the MacBook. I don't really remember, but I need to pull them out because I'm not planning to use them, but if I will use them, I will install them later on and install them more tidy, even though they're okay-ish right now. Job done, and now we can move to the other side, and yeah, it was easier than expected, so I'm happy with that. Let's continue. These connectors right here are heavy. They are over 10. I think 8, 10, 11. Wow, wow, there's a lot of dust here. This is the microphone cable for the left side of the desk if I mount a mic on my left on another type of arm, so I will keep it, but not like this, I think. First things first, let's open up this cable because we need to mark it, so I will know at any moment that this is the cable that goes from the Rodecaster to the gaming PC, the main PC, but the secondary one for the Rodecaster for the sound. So 2 zip ties are enough, and this way I will always know that the cable with a black zip tie next to the connector is the secondary PC. And this is it. So what I will do now is to turn off the Rodecaster and start from this side with the cables. I will keep 2 cables for the mic, yellow one and the blue one, and if I need to switch between cables in the future, there's no problem because there are not 40 plus cables, you know, so it will be much easier. This is the first zip tie, more zip ties, and after installing some Velcro straps, this is how it looks, but it is only the start. And now it already looks amazing. Look at this, guys. It is really satisfying. I have no other words, but we need to continue because we have all of this cable slack. 352 zip ties later, it's starting to look way cleaner under the desk. I will show you in a bit, but first let me show you how I've set up the USB hubs to stick under the desk. So I've used double-sided tape from Tessa. I don't know if Tessa exists in the US, but this is how it looks. 3 straps of double-sided tape, and of course between the hubs, and this is how they will be sticking on the underside of the table. So it will look like this. The not that great part is that these two ports that are charging ports are recessed, but they are still accessible. I couldn't stick the hubs one over each other because they have these buttons right here for turning on and off. I will not use them, but if somehow I mean this button right here from the top, looking like this top USB hub, will get pressed, I will need to have access to it. So that's why they are overlapped like this. The cables, how are they looking? So this is it under the desk. I've routed the cables to the PCs. Right now I need to install the hubs, and after that I will pull out some more cables, some USB extensions like this one for example, from the PCs, and we will be good. So this will be, I think, yeah, it will come out something like this. This will be tied together, but we need to remove some from here. I don't know which ones yet. And everything went well, but I'm glad that I've made a test, a knee test. So I'm hitting it with my knee when I sit at the desk, and I need to relocate them. And after a few days of untying and tying cables, of course, not in a continuous way, but when I took a break, I went down, took out some cables, put some zip ties on. This is what I came out with, this bag full. And this is not all, because some of the cables are in some of the drawers. So yeah, amazing. Let me show you the final result because it looks great for now. But next week I need to untie everything because a new monitor and some other stuff are coming. They are on their way. So yeah, I will need to do a little adjustments, let's say. This right here is the only cable that's sticking out because it's the keyboard cable and it needs some slack, and right now I have pushed the keyboard to the front because I am in a process of filming some stuff for a client, and now everything looks like this. It is not perfect because it is wire management that's done over another older wire management. These cables are tied like this in a circle because we don't need them for the moment. There's a lot of dust there. I missed that spot, but under the desk this is how it looks. So way better than before, a lot better. And this is the other angle and the other side of the desk. This is how the cables look. Not perfect, but better. And you can do this too. It is easy and time consuming. But if you want your desk to look like this, it's worth it. So what do you earn by doing this? First of all, ease of cleaning. It is way easier to clean under the desk. And another point when it comes to cleaning is that the dust will not sit on the cables that easy. So having dangling cables all over the place will get a lot of dust on them, and they are very hard to clean and unpleasant to clean. But by doing this, you can just vacuum them one time a month, or maybe less if you are not willing to do that, or if you see that there's not that much dust or dust at all on the cables. So it is very easy to clean. And the second point is that your desk will be a more pleasant space for you to work or to entertain yourself. So yeah, I think is the best way to have a clean setup, and it's not pricey at all. It will only cost you a few bucks and a bit of your time, because the only things that I needed to do this are zip ties, which are not expensive at all, and I recommend everyone to get the longer zip ties, because it's better to you cut them anyway, you cut the end part of the zip tie anyway, but it's better to have a longer one and cut the excess than have a shorter one that will not allow you to tie the cables if there are more cables. And you will not need to pair two zip ties together to get a longer zip tie. So yeah, it is easier to have longer ones. You need something to cut the zip ties. If you have a flush cutter, it's perfect. If you don't have one, no problem, you can use a pair of scissors. But be careful, because you will scratch yourself in the end piece that's sticking out after you cut it. And of course, some double-sided tape for sticking like USB hubs on the bottom of the desk, or maybe power adapters, power bricks, or even outlets if you know what you are doing. So yeah, this is it. Not expensive, a little bit of time invested. Let me say that I spent like 5 or 6 hours, but please consider that I have a dual PC setup and I needed to uninstall. I think here I have 6 or 7 kilos of cables. Look at the bag. It is full and it is huge. Compare it to the computer, like the size of it is. If you do this in your setup where you didn't already done any wire management, it will be a lot easier. And if you have a mouse, a keyboard, and maybe, I don't know, a pair of headphones and a computer, charging cable for a laptop and so on, it is way easier. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, give it a like. Tell me in the comments what other wire management solutions do you have, and maybe we learn one from each other. And I wish you all a really nice day. Flash out.